Hi guys, JT here, and today I'll be bringing you some information on the Humble Bundle Luck of the Draw Holiday Encore Bundle of December 2023. To help you answer the question, should you buy it? By using the link provided in the description below, not only will you gain access to this bundle, but you also have the opportunity to support this channel. Your support would mean the world to me, and I genuinely appreciate it. Anyway, let's get into this.
And number 1 we have Fights in Tight Spaces, a compact game that offers grid-based combat with surprising depth. As you take on the role of Agent 11, a black and white figure, you find yourself in tight spaces like subway cars, balconies, and prison cells. The game presents you with cards that determine your abilities and movements, requiring strategic choices to pull off impressive moves. A wrong move sends you back to the beginning, adding a roguelike element. Despite its simplicity in narrative and level variety, Fights in Tight Spaces excels in delivering clever and strategic battles reminiscent of games like Into the Breach. Each turn-based level requires grid-based navigation and card-based attacks and defenses. You can choose from pre-made or customized decks, employing defensive or offensive strategies to overcome enemies. Slow motion highlights add cinematic flair. Enemies possess different skills, requiring adaptive strategies to murder them. Manipulating the environment and enemy positioning can lead to foes to even harm each other. Progression brings new cards and deck balancing, while strategic choices on the overworld map shape your path. Fights in Tight Spaces offers fair and rewarding gameplay, allowing learning from defeat and advancement in subsequent runs. Losing is forgiving, with the option to abandon a run for experience points. Winning delivers satisfying moments, like kicking a samurai off a balcony. So if you crave a small-scale, tactical experience akin to Into the Breach, Fights in Tight Spaces delivers a punch-packed fun. And number 2 we have Banners of Ruin, a card roguelike game. This single-player game combines elements of roguelikes and card games to create an intriguing gaming experience. Set in a world of anthropomorphic animals, steeped in political intrigue, the game thrusts you into a mission of revenge against a rival house that has wronged you. As you infiltrate their city, you must navigate through a maze of cards representing encounters, improvements, and challenges. The art and character designs strike a balance between whimsy and seriousness, enhancing the engaging atmosphere. Combat is a central aspect, akin to games like Slay the Spire. The game's twist involves multiple characters and lanes for battles. Drawing cards each turn and strategically allocating resources among your party members adds depth. However, the game's armor mechanics, where armor persists across turns, can lead to slow-paced battles, and relying on big explosive turns is less effective. This game features ruin cards, capable of altering the dynamic of the game. These cards transform usable cards, providing a trade-off between power and drawbacks. The game also challenges you with permanent character deaths, which can disrupt gameplay and lead to frustrating situations. While Banners of Ruin exhibits unique gameplay and distinctive design choices, it's not without its flaws. The slower pace due to persistent armor and the impact of character deaths might deter some players. Despite its imperfections, the game offers an enjoyable experience that sets it apart from other card roguelikes. If you're seeking something different within the genre, Banners of Ruin might be worth exploring. And number 3 we have Alina of the Arena, a roguelike deck building game that delivers an engaging gameplay experience, although it is not without its flaws. Set in a hex-based grid reminiscent of Into the Breach, the game successfully combines cards and power-ups to create an immersive adventure for seasoned players. In the game, you assume the role of Alina, a gladiator facing increasingly challenging combat scenarios. Your survival depends on your strength and the adoration of your fans, while defeat means starting the arduous journey from the beginning. Although the story is minimal, the game excels in replayability, a feature often lacking in narrative-driven deck-building titles. The mechanics reminiscent of Slay the Spire strike a balance between accessibility and depth, requiring skill and strategy to master. The deliberate lack of information adds a layer of mystery, with mechanics and synergies gradually unveiled through trial and error. As you progress, the game unlocks different classes, expanding your gameplay options without overpowering any specific class. Notably, Alina's appearance changes with each class, offering aesthetic variety and a sense of progression. The equipment system is well designed, enhancing deck builds without becoming essential, thus avoiding the frustration of relying solely on rare drops. However, Alina of the Arena is not flawless. While the aesthetics are intriguing, they lack the level of detail found in Into the Breach, resulting in visually uninspiring enemies. Additionally, the game's learning curve is steep, lacking comprehensive tutorials to guide players through its nuanced synergies. Furthermore, the depth of synergies falls short compared to the genre giants like Slay the Spire and Monster Train, impacting the game's long-term appeal. Despite these imperfections, Alina of the Arena remains a highly enjoyable game that stands out in its genre. While it may not be the go-to deck building choice for dedicated players, it offers hours of entertainment as a captivating side quest. And number 4 we have Tainted Grail, Conquest, a multi-layered deck building game that offers a unique and engaging experience. Initially appearing as a simple roguelike deck builder, the game gradually reveals layers of complexity and depth, creating a motif of slow realization and discovery. Players take on the role of a resident in a war-torn village of Avalon, a land plagued by greed and selfishness. The village serves as the central hub for players to embark on a journey into the weirdness, a dangerous magical fog where they uncover the stories of ordinary people battling their inner demons. Inspired by Arthurian legends, the game focuses on the struggles of everyday individuals. Within the weirdness, players encounter various zones with fights, mini-bosses, and legendary boss battles. The landscape varies in clarity based on brightness, and weird candles offer temporary respite. Exploration of the weirdness is hindered by the random appearance of side story locations and NPCs, but multiple playthroughs unveil their secrets. Players choose from melee, ranged, and magic classes, each with distinct subclasses. Combat relies on energy points and a deck of cards for attacking, buffing, and debuffing. Different classes have unique starting cards and ultimate abilities, encouraging strategic decision making. Deck building is a core aspect of the game, with cards acquired through leveling up. Passive skills, masteries, and legendary cards enhance class specialization. The extensive customization options and the ability to experiment with different decks adds to the enjoyment. A progression system carries over certain elements between runs, ensuring progress is not lost entirely. Visually, Tainted Grail Conquest creates a dreary atmosphere, with the weirdness intensifying as light diminishes. Overall, Tainted Grail Conquest demonstrates a deep understanding of its gameplay and narrative, providing an accessible yet complex experience. It allows for diverse class interactions, offers ample deck building opportunities, and presents a unique take on Arthurian legends. Despite quests relying on random chance and less visually appealing landscapes, the game remains captivating, blending story and gameplay into a compelling adventure. And number 5 we have Chrono Ark, an engaging single-player roguelike that combines deck building and party-based RPG elements. Developed and published by AI Fine, the game allows players to recruit and train a team of investigators to restore the Twisted World. Battles in Chrono Ark are party-based and driven by cards, where players strategically combine their members' skills and perks to win fights. The game follows a roguelike structure, resetting progress upon defeat, but offering new options and mechanics as players advance. The story centers around a world consumed by the Black Fog, with humanity seeking refuge on the Ark. Players must collect time shades and operate the clock tower to restore peace, guided by a mysterious message and accompanied by protagonist Lucy and her investigation team. Chrono Ark offers a diverse range of recruitable characters, with unique abilities, and each playthrough presents new challenges and opportunities for strategic development with over 200 skills, 160 items, and various relics. The game features visually appealing art and a soundtrack that immerses players into its world. While the story may be relatively shorter than traditional RPGs, regular updates from the developers introduce new content and enrich the experience. Chrono Ark provides a challenging and intricate gameplay experience that appeals to fans of roguelikes, deck builders, and RPGs, making it a worthwhile addition to any gaming library despite some minor balance issues and potentially overwhelming mechanics. And number 6 we have Luck Be a Landlord, a simulation and strategy game that taps into an inherent appeal of gambling. In Luck Be a Landlord, your objective is to pay your demanding landlord by using a slot machine. Each spin generates money, and you can choose additional symbols to enhance your chances. Unlike traditional slot machines, the goal is not to get 3 in a row. Instead, the diverse symbols interact with each other in bizarre ways, creating a complex web of earning opportunities. Cats drink milk icons for large payouts, bounty hunters eliminate thieves, ruffians break urns to spawn rewarding spirits, and the possibilities go on. What starts as a stumbling experiment quickly transforms into strategic planning as you aim to stack the slots in your favor. Should you opt for low yield symbols for guaranteed income, or take risks with unlikely combos for big payouts? It combines the best aspects of deck building games with the allure of gambling, resulting in a delightful fusion. Luck Be a Landlord maintains its appeal by introducing challenging levels that impose additional restrictions on the player. Scarce resources such as items that remove unwanted symbols force you to make critical decisions. While some repetition may emerge over time as certain strategies prove safer than others, the game's charming aesthetic and clever humor make up for it. It's hard to put down this experience, especially when you realize it's already past your bedtime. Trust me, this unique and entertaining game is a safe bet worth taking. And number 7 we have Dicey Dungeons, a captivating blend of collectible card game and roguelike dungeon crawling. It combines dice rolls and card mechanics to create an immersive RPG experience. In this offbeat dungeon adventure, you utilize dice and cards to deal damage and enhance your character's abilities. The game's art and design pay homage to roguelikes and card games, with a focus on randomness of dice. Set in a game show-like atmosphere, the studio audience adds an entertaining touch to battles and chest openings. Terry Kavanagh, known for games like VVV, VVV, and Super Hexagon, takes a friendlier approach in Dicey Dungeons. The game gradually introduces mechanics through tutorials and incremental challenges. Despite the initial simplicity of rolling dice and using them in weapon card slots, the game constantly introduces new elements that make you rethink your strategy. From shock and fire damage to manipulating opponents' dice, every decision feels like that of a mastermind tactician. Dicey Dungeons excels in providing strategic choices. You can save damage to trigger healing cards, or use buffs to hit specific numbers for status effect cards. Despite the underlying randomness, battles offer opportunities for clever moves, making you feel accomplished. With dungeon runs, boss fights, and unlocking new characters, the game offers extensive gameplay. It appeals to deck building enthusiasts looking for a unique experience beyond games like Hearthstone or Gwent. With its casual and lighthearted vibe, Dicey Dungeons becomes a long-term prospect. The game's world building is exceptional, creating a surreal 90s cartoon-like atmosphere through dice rolls. While lacking multiplayer, it shines as a solo deck building adventure with great art and presentation. Dicey Dungeons is an endearing, compulsive, and eccentric game that keeps you exploring its delightful world. And that's all for this bundle. This bundle is awesome if you like some roguelike and card gathering games. Roguelike games can get quite addictive, and it'll definitely scratch that itch that you may have for randomness and unique playthroughs each time. In any case, kindly show your support by liking and subscribing to the channel, and I look forward to connecting with you in the upcoming video.